So Idaho is a different place.
Yeah.
It's like out of all the places that we're all from, to land in this place. That would.
Yeah, no, for real. Especially because like the population, so it seems like there's a lot. I feel like, especially recently, but in Idaho, it's definitely been like there used to be no one here.
I took an Uber ride downtown, and like every cab driver said that like the worst thing you bump into is a drunk college kid.
Is it what?
It's a drunk college kid. There's no crime.
Oh, okay.
It's like soft as heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly table, so I finally routine.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, fucking, if y'all want to introduce yourselves, that would be cool. If not, that's fine too. I don't even know.
Yeah, big drink.
Yes, sir. Everyone knows Big Drink. He's been on Pop before.
Drinking, nigga. We drinking the vibe, nigga. You know the vibes,
Yes,
nigga.
sir.
Vision. Tell them what's good, nigga. Vision.
Yeah, just in the building. We over here. Got some drinks. It's a good day today. You know what I mean? What's today? Wednesday?
Thursday, technically.
Oh, yeah, Thursday,
Thursday.
9 for real.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good day today. You know what I mean? We locked in with the gang over here. Joey. Got Kader. We got Emmy in the building. We got Jay in the building. Yeah. So, hey.
For sure.
So what's the topics we're bringing out?
Shit, nigga, we just talking. We're just having a conversation like we said before.
What was we
There is no
Wait, I want to
limits.
start a conversation.
Okay, let me hear it.
I was ready for
One
this.
sip of the beatbox.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Not sponsored.
Not
Yeah,
a
not
little
sponsored.
bit, no. Say what? Okay, why is it like so hard? Why do we have like talking phases and stuff? Like back in the day,
You don't have to
just like fall in love
empathize
and
on
then
that.
that's it. So like, what is going on with our generation of dating?
Of dating. That's a good
Why
topic.
is it,
For
like,
sure.
Why is there all of these like weird situationships? Why are we not just like getting in relationships?
You know what I think it is? Social media and like dating websites. Because you have so much access to so many people, it's like it's really hard to
So, like,
hold
your
down one
options
relationship. Yeah.
You have too many options. It's like a pre-screener on a job interview or a job application type shit. Like,
That's true.
I wasn't even going to really say the dating apps, you feel me? But social media for sure, just because people compare, you feel me? So if people see one side of the neighbor's grass looking a little greener than how their shit looking like right now, you know what I mean? They're like, why can't we be like that, causing problems in their now relationship? It's like, the fuck, bitch? We didn't even have these problems until you bringing them up.
I also think like it may be
I felt that one.
Yeah.
way more than the media, as in like like as in like what was the question? Like basically why about the talking stages? Because one thing that I learned from somebody, right? They said with each different person that you encounter, whether it's love, family, whatever, you set a line in front of them. You know what I'm saying? When some people pass this line, they cut off. Like, okay. But then there's some other people that will pass that line and you just happen to draw another line in front of them. So then you tell yourself, what does this person have to do? Like, what line does this person have to cross in order for this person to be out of your life? You know what I mean? So now when it came to talking stages, it's like you done dealt with shit before. Now you want to, like, of course you can move on to something healed, but you move on to something cautiously. You know what I mean? Because now you're like, all right, I'm not tolerating this, I'm not tolerating this, I'm not tolerating this. So like example, like, I'll be honest, like, yo, I gave someone a month child. I gave it 30 days. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna give you number love, like give her show you who I am in the first 30 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give me number love. You know what I'm saying? And I see who you are within the first 30 days too. You know what I'm saying? And then as the next month passes, you're like, okay, this is how this person is. You know? So like you never really know who a person is until you actually set your boundaries and see who they are in different situations and positions. You know what I'm saying? Outside, inside, alone, publicly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like now it's like everyone has a pro and con. You know what I mean?
but like, shouldn't that just be the stages of dating as a whole? Like, why is the talking stage pre-proper dating? And like, why do we have to be so sure about someone to like I guess, do the we're actually dating, like, DTR defining, you know what I mean? Like,
I think like
because
okay.
what you described to me is exactly like what the beginning of dating used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe this is my like hopeless romantic head, whatever. Like, when you meet someone, like, you like, and you get that vibe. Okay, we're gonna go in that direction. You either know or you don't. Like, I think the whole talking stage thing is so artificial. Like, at least 9 times out of 10. Like, especially with dating apps, it's like it's so artificial because, okay, we should not meet on the basis of, hey, I'm supposed to like you, you're supposed to like me. We should just naturally meet out in the real world, and then like if that just happens to be a thing, it happens to be a thing. But like now we're going into it with an expectation. Now we've already set an expectation over a relationship that was never even established in the first place, and then that just kind of like always translates to failure 9 times out of 10. But like I think like you're just supposed to meet someone, you're just supposed to hit it off, you're just supposed to have a somewhat understanding and just run with that, and like see if it works or it doesn't. And it, like if you have to go through that whole maybe sort of kind of like that we do in this generation, then it's not really gonna like.
That's so true.
I don't know.
Like, you're trying to force something that wasn't, like, there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're just
Don't
kind of
grow to
holding
like
on to
them, I don't know.
like,
I like the
Yes.
attention, whatever.
yes. If you don't like, if two parties don't just like run with it, then like I don't think it's even really that
go
like
anywhere.
authentic, in my opinion.
I felt that.
I think there's just too much like artificial now, just hopefulness.
It's just one of those things. Is like from the beginning of when the love started to however long it is going, there's always gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what happens in between, some different type of, vibe or feeling. You know what I mean? Compared to like a love lust in the beginning, you know what I mean? May not be the same way along the way. You know what I mean? Like how they're just so stuck on each other. You know what I mean? Now it's like okay. Also, there's times where it's like you need to balance yourself in life, because at the same time, as much as love can be such of a great feeling, it is one of those things that, like, it's sad to say it, sometimes I feel like it distracts me from continuing to do what I have to do, because I have a schedule, I have a routine, I have, you know what I mean? So whenever I sacrifice my time, it's for love, and it's gonna be worth, you know what I mean? Like the time being worth the,
Definitely.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's one of those
I was
things
gonna
like,
say-
okay, is this love
Second.
gonna be worth that? You know what I mean? So now it's like it's just always a balance as in like, is this person worth the time? Yeah, well, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Each time it's always.
And if you're like looking at it in a healthy relationship scope, you have to like also acknowledge that love is not always enough, and there has to be like, okay, just because two parties have love for each other doesn't mean they can build a partnership in life together and be
Yeah,
compatible together. And that's what I've been like. That's been my like rude awakening in life, because it's like I grew up hopeless romantic, like love is all you need, blah, blah, blah. And we'll like do still believe, and I'll never stop believing that like as humans, like the best thing we can do is love and be loved. But like also, if you really want to do life with somebody, there has to be so much more to the equation, and like that's us. So that's where it's like all hard, because you have to have like. We have the physical and the emotional and the, just everything needs to kind of align for it to really.
But with that, it's like, does everybody have to be for life? You feel me? Like, I don't know. So
I also,
So,
I've been feeling that too.
my ex, honestly, with the talking stage, my answer was low key not even talking about the talking stage. It was talking about like how you were saying, like if you already dated and type shit. Because the last relationship I just had, fucking. I don't know if you was in the group call at that point, bro, but I met Shotty. Boom, I was with my mom. She be selling like little decorations, little Valentine's gift baskets, all this shit. We out at a restaurant selling shit. See the Shotty, I'm like, oh, boom, she fine. We're trying to sell her some shit. She tells me, I'll buy some shit if y'all give me a lap dance. And then she points at me, I want him to do it. So I stand up, you feel me? I fuck, alright, cool, shit, what the fuck? Like, I'm in this motherfucker. I do that, whoopty whoop. That night, I call up the group chat. I call them out, because we got a whole little group chat of all the homies type shit, you know what I'm saying? Call up the group chat. Like, bruh, I think I found my soulmate. I swear to God. Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, bro, I started going on dates with her, dated her for 3 years. But at the same time, like, I definitely enjoy being with her. I feel like I learned a whole lot being with her, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, were we supposed to be together forever? Nah, I don't think so.
For sure.
I feel like that's such a hard thing to communicate to people sometimes, especially when you're trying to date again. Is like being like, dude, I'm down for a long-term relationship, but I'm not trying to, like, this isn't going to be my forever relationship. And I feel like when I've tried to communicate that, maybe not with that phrasing, but it always comes across as like, oh, you don't think I'm good enough to, like, marry? Like, people, I don't know, I feel like people get offended by that. And I'm like,
But I mean,
but if I say
get that too, though, it is a little
right.
bit of, like, what human doing. That's not
Right.
You want people to say
I'm like, don't
Okay.
get me wrong, if we fall in
Forever.
love, that's great, but
Yeah, and I have a question, like, being, like, man to woman. Like, so sometimes if you feel like, let's say you meet someone and you only, like, you know, you've been with them for, like, a month or two, and they propose, is that kind of, like, rude or, like, disrespectful in a way? Like, do you think...
to refuse it or to, like...
To refuse it, yeah. Do you think you need to be in a relationship a little bit longer in order to, like, really choose, a time crunch like that? Or, like, not a time crunch, but, like, a time lock?
That's the one that you would kind of know in your individual relationship. Because I know people that got married super fast, and they're like, no, we just knew when we met each other. And then I know other people that took, like, the normal... I feel like the normal amount of time is, like, 2 years
Right.
for how young we are now.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like... I've seen people propose in that timeline, and people still be like, I don't know, that's a little soon. But I also, like... I got a homegirl who was like, if you don't propose to me by the end of the lease, I'm leaving. She's like 19 or 20. Yeah, and so like, she's like, no, he proposed
hilarious.
right after that, and then they literally got married 2 months after he proposed. And to me, that's just crazy. But it just kind of
Especially almost forcing it, too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
So
yeah.
you
but
know
yeah,
what? Like-
but I will say, I feel like if you do propose that early, you would have to be prepared as the person proposing to, like, switch this conversation to a promise ring or something like
Right,
that
yeah.
instead of an
Right.
actual, like, now we're never, like, don't make them feel like you're gonna end the relationship.
Yeah, there
But
has to be, like, a
also,
conversation. For sure.
being like, so I got you this pretty ring, like, is it a promise or, like,
I
are we
don't
getting married?
not even like I just think as women, we should not be asking anybody to want us. That should just happen naturally. Like, ain't no way I'm gonna sit there and beg a man to propose. to me.
Oh.
And I was gonna say, as a man,
Girl,
are you
I
even
feel
gonna
like
propose
you
to
should
something
say that.
like that's
Yeah,
begging you like that? You know what I'm saying? Like trying to
Positive
force you
like-
into it.
And that goes back to the
Isn't there-
the conversation we were having before. Like, if you meet someone, that doesn't mean you have to be with them for your whole life.
Yeah, so it was like that forever marriage.
I've been
where
embracing
there's
that lately.
really-
Like, I've always kind of like held on to forever.
Yeah.
Even with friendships, even with like I meet a cousin and we're hanging out, we're gonna hang out forever.
Yeah, but like,
And
yeah.
it's like, no, like there should be phases and chapters of your life, and there should be certain people parts of those certain chapters. And like I'm starting to embrace that lately. Like, okay, you know, this person doesn't actually have to be my friend for the rest of my life, and like love that. But
Right.
you know, right now they're supposed to be in my life for whatever reason, so they are, and like I appreciate that.
Yeah, but also just because you ain't talking to them all the time, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean like they can't be your friend. Like you could always tap back in, just
For
do
sure.
a
Oh,
quick
for
like
sure.
catch up message, like how you doing? Like
Definitely.
they could always be, you know what I'm saying? They could always
I
be a
agree
friend.
with that. I agree with that.
I was thinking that same thing in the sense of I feel like if people had healthier breakups and weren't like, oh, I can never see or talk to this person ever again, and that was less normalized, then we would be able to have more temporary relationships like that. Because the big problem is, let's be real, what happens with a long-term relationship? Usually babies. And it's like, you don't want to remove that parent from their life, so I see why people are like, forever. But it's also like, if we could just be on good terms with our exes where you could healthily co-parent or whatever
Right.
when it is time to
Yeah.
move on and still be a part of family and do things together, I don't see the issue. Like,
So it's like
it
I
would
don't
just
always,
be-
I don't promise to love you forever in this way, as in I'm committed to you, but I promise to love you forever in some sort of way. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
it's almost says a lot about us as humans. Like whenever we just want to whenever we're out of a relationship, it's like no, you still love that person. That person still loves you. So like, we should still, just because they're not, you know, serving you at the end of the day doesn't mean you can't have love for them anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's a good topic too because like the divorce rate's like either at 50 or over 50.
Yeah.
So
And
that's why
sucks.
it's a good conversation to have because I think it's
And that's like
interesting.
good too, because like this generation is very like discouraging. Whenever like at my job is like my GM with 2 kids, 2 new kids. I was just telling him like a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old is they're fucking one of the servers, you know, like, and it's just this culture where it's like you meet all these married men that are just like hitting on you and just like it's just like, oh god, no, my husband would never. But it's like, would my husband? And then it's just
Right,
like,
yeah.
and I get in this conversation, I get in this debate a lot where it's like, I don't care if I'm young and naive, I don't care if I'm just like stupid in the head, I don't give a fuck what it is, but I'll never stop believing that like I will be with a man one day that's not going to be weak enough to like give into the hot young 22-year-old server at his job, or the hot young whatever, or the whatever, and just start like
The
looking other
secretary,
places,
whatever. Yeah.
whatever the
The
fuck it
nanny,
is. Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
God forbid if I believe like that's still out there where I'm like, oh, like,
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah,
not a thing,
loyalty is
actually.
everything, that's for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
and we're also speaking of loyalty, we're also earlier talking about the difference of like how men and women cheat, and like women cheat emotionally and men cheat like,
Yes.
physically, and I think like women cheat in a worse.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's different for sure. Like, as much as people don't want to admit it, like it's definitely different. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, there's definitely some females that can almost do it like straight no emotions, but that's the low amount. It's definitely not the majority of females. Like,
Well, I feel like the ones that are doing it straight, like no emotions, is it just physical, are the ones that are doing it the most. Because one thing we talked about was like when it comes to women cheating emotionally, it's like we cheat worse because I feel like overall it's worse to have your like significant other fall in love with another person than just like sleep with them. But women tend to upgrade with their cheating, and men tend to downgrade because you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna fuck another girl. You know, sometimes
Right.
there's an upgrade there, but for the most
Yeah.
part, it's who's actually down and not turned off by the fact that I'm in a relationship if people know whatever. You
Right.
Know? So like,
Yeah.
it's also just kind of fucked in that way that
Fascinating.
it's like, you know.
Yeah. That's for yeah, that's funny. I think that's fucking cool.
yeah.
I don't know. That's why like I have this whole fucking pod thing because I think these conversations. I mean, they are had, but it's not like as frequent as a real conversation like how we're having right now. Because I feel like we're just getting to the we're cutting out the fat. You know what I mean? There's no fluff.
Going back to what you were saying with like people getting mad and that's not like what the like we need to end shit healthy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people be tripping over if someone they know is fucking with someone they don't fuck with. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, that's they shit. Like I understand. Like sometimes it is definitely like if it's some really bad shit and this is your like day one type shit. It's like
and
bro,
it's more
blah,
of a betrayal. But
yeah, but like, there's just times where people just be tripping. Oh, like, you used to talk to this person. I don't fuck that person. Like, fuck you then too. Like, the fuck you bringing that shit into y'all shit. You know what I mean?
It's that main character energy. Like they think that they have the right to kick someone off the whole show or whatever.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I'm like, dude, this person is so chill. I'm sorry y'all got in a fight over what kind of pizza to order. Like that's not my problem. Like I
Over
still
some
like
dumb
them,
shit
you
for
know.
real.
And but if it's like a real thing, it's like either this person is actually like, yo, they did me dirty. They beat up my grandma. Like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna hang out with the grandma, beat her up. But like in general, it's like, okay, I appreciate the warning, maybe to like look out for if they're stealing your cash laying around. I'm gonna keep an eye out because I don't want to hang out with that. But like, if you lost a $5 bill while you were hanging out with them, I don't like.
Yeah. And people end their relationships over the littlest stuff. You know what I mean? So I just think it's funny.
It's one of those things. Is like, especially like in this generation, as much as you would want to be in a relationship, there's so much toxic. Like people glorify toxic shit nowadays. You know what I mean? And that's probably one of like the worst things that makes everything worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like people glorify, and it can even be from the littlest things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but those end up building up, and everyone sees it as like, it's like something to get used to. Like a lot of dumb shit is comfortable nowadays, and it's like,
Yeah.
like,
Bro, I want you to get like give an example of what kind of dumb shit is comfortable.
like.
Because it's interesting. Because this has been a topic in multiple podcasts in the past, and I feel like it's a good conversation to have.
What type of dumb shit is comfortable nowadays? There's so much.
Can I give an example?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, what type of dumb shit? Just because like I'm embedded in Miami culture and like in like the like emphasis on okay, just because you go out with your girlfriends and just because you go out with your guy friends means that like end of the world, if you have fun without me, you are cheating on me, or there is like going to be something going down that I'm not like happy about. Where it's like there should be more emphasis on okay, just because we're together doesn't mean like I can't have my friendships outside of this relationship and you can have yours. Like there's so much now like codependency where it's like you don't get to have your friends, I don't get to have my friends. Like we
100%.
are in this, we show up together, and like it's just like no, there should be girl time, there should be guy time, and not even like that. Whatever, there should just
Right.
be like you have still your circle, you have yours, we have ours. Like I think I should show up. If I was in a relationship, I should show up to Emmy, who is my friend, individually at times, and I should show up to her with my man at times. Like that's just like how it should go. But now there's just this new thing of like, okay, if we're not, if you're going out and you're doing something without me, end of the world, which just shouldn't be the case.
Yeah. I agree.
Is that the kind of dumb shit, like, or are you
Dumb
telling
shit.
bigger shit?
Well, I was thinking of more
Give an
like
example.
Yeah,
I just
go
like-
for it.
yeah.
No, I want to hear you.
Well, I was thinking more like sometimes people tend to like get in loops. And what I mean by that is like they go home, like after work, they go home and then they like, drink fucking a case of beer. You know what I mean? Like drinking a case of beer every day is a fucking dumb.
That
loop
was
to get
that
into.
was the first thing you like came to my mind when you asked that initially. I feel like the biggest dumb shit that we've been talking about a lot is when you have that like group of friends that are like, oh, it would be so cool if we backpack through Europe.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we should do that. And then like there's that one like planner in the group that is me and Joe Outlet that like
Yeah.
we're just freaking we're like, all right, like we could leave this time, this is what plane tickets are gonna look like these are the places we could stop. We might need a visa here and here, but the rest of it we're good. And then like you get the friends that are like, oh, but I can't afford it. But you literally watch them spend like a couple $100 at the
And you were
bar
hyping
every
it up,
weekend.
too.
Yeah.
Like, you were
Yeah.
All that shit's just
Yeah.
not like they're just buying all of these things and saying they can't afford it, and it's like, can you not afford it, or is it not your financial priority? Because it's okay if you're gonna say like, honestly, this isn't my priority right now, but like when people are talking about like, oh, I just want to travel so bad, I want to do this shit, and like
Yeah.
I've been guilty of it, but like. And then you're blowing your money on other stuff, and it's like,
100%. Yeah.
stop hiding. But honestly, it's just dumb to hide behind the excuse if I can't afford it.
Right.
When you're not prioritizing correctly, because there's just a
Poor
difference.
money management and shit like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think it's funny because people don't want to admit it, but it's kind of a problem, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of problems in this world, like, whatever, but you have to be able, I feel like, especially when you get into, like, being an adult, you have to be able to, like, set a path to success, if you will. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like the other dumb shit that's comfortable, that's just so normalized, is like not moving out of your hometown / just not
Oh my
traveling
gosh.
outside of your hometown.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say, bro, my mom hasn't. Like she's been places, like she's been to the Bahamas and stuff like that, but like she hasn't really like been on a lot of like. I feel like once you get to that age, you should be going to a lot of places, or even lived at a lot of places. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Is that she's never lived anywhere but here. You know what I mean? And I feel like living in a different place is important,
Definitely.
like for development. I feel like. I mean.
I feel like you have to, in order to have self-growth, you have to at least get out of where you came from, at least once. Like, yo, like,
Right.
son, I left New York, and I told her I'm never coming back. Well, like no. I said I'm never living back with my moms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will go through hell all over this shit. I'm about to make it happen. You know what I mean? Like I fucking drove from all the way there to Colorado, sitting for like years lit, teed up over there. Traveled all this bitch, like all over this bitch all year last year, and I had to happen to end up here.
Right. Yeah. No, that's crazy.
And then it's just like here we are. Like all right, we're gonna make it work. You know what I mean? Like regardless.
Yeah. That's This conversation's fascinating. I feel like
Going something.
But yeah, I don't know. I forgot like the because we obviously there is a lot of alcohol being drinking right now.
If you think it's interesting, like and subscribe.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, if you think this conversation. But
You gotta do a little plug right there.
no, you have to. Appreciate that. I'll leave up a little freaking
Wait, for real.
pop up.
Do you think that, like, what are the other big differences you think are between, like, men and women in relationships, though?
I like to break it down between physically and emotionally, like have like a Venn diagram type shit.
For real.
Yeah,
like that.
just because that way we have like a structured like way because it's hard to compare the few without kind of like hitting a certain. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't really depend it, but I just feel like that way would be easier and
Me
structured.
grabbing
The Venn diagram is crazy.
marker.
I haven't
Let's just
heard
pull it
that
out.
since fifth grade, but I'm with it.
Diagram would go crazy.
One thing I would say most of the time, like saying situation of distress, you feel me? Females are gonna be more almost panicky, you know what I'm saying? Like screaming, more just off tripping. And I feel like a nigga's gonna be more chill back, laid back, seeing how it is and what the fuck's gotta be done, you know what I mean?
So I have a different outlook on all of this. I don't think it is just about men and women. I think it's just about like attachment style. And we were talking about this earlier where it's like you can have an anxious attachment style to where it's like, where you go, babe? What are you doing? Good. You know what I mean? Like you're just so scared of losing this person that your attachment to them is very anxious.
Right.
Versus this person, and then that kind of also triggers an avoidant attachment. So I'm just like, no, like don't trip. Like it's fine. Like I don't know. I didn't mean to not tell you, but I just, whatever. You know what I mean? And then vice versa. So I don't think it's about men and women. I think it's just about like who's portraying what kind of who's portraying what kind of attachment style to the other.
Right.
So it's like I've experienced this where I'm the anxious one and the other person's just kind of like whatever.
You got the
He got the Venn diagram. Let's go. Okay, let me just. Oh my gosh, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
You gotta write that motherfucker down.
I've been meaning to post that. I had that shit in class.
So funny. I was like, where'd you go?
I was just like, yo, I had this shit just in the closet, just waiting to put that shit on the wall. So you know what?
Dude, I will say when it comes to the man-woman thing, like I agree on the attachment styles, but one thing I've noticed a lot about talking to men versus women is like venting to them. Like when a woman is venting, like 9 times out of 10 they just want to be heard. Like it's nothing that they want like actually solved. I mean they might want it solved, but like they don't want the person they're venting to fix it. They just want to be able to talk their shit, have someone relate, and like develop the steam.
Like a rundown of what what it looks like to be validated versus
right.
hey,
I just mean like like you're
Everything
like
okay?
that does sound crazy. I cannot believe that they did not schedule enough people tonight. You literally told the manager last week that they needed more people tonight. Like why did they need to do it? It just
that really sucks. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
right,
Okay, then
right.
run it back,
But
run it
then
back.
when the men like you're venting to a man, it's like you're like, oh my gosh, like. Once again, we didn't have enough staff tonight, and like I told him last week.
Well,
and
babe, if you would have just told him prior, don't you think you could have avoided all of this?
that or like or just straight
I
up
was gonna say I'm the worst person to do that.
or being like, damn, I don't work there. I don't know. Like, or just like, you know, I can't do anything about that. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, men think that women are trying to, like, have them solve their issues and do that. Like, and I don't even mean that, like, in a dismissive way on the man's part.
Okay, what do you
like,
mean by that?
Well,
I like that
so,
point
like,
of view.
we're
I like hearing
venting,
y'all's point of view.
and you
for
guys
sure.
are listening
It's
and thinking, okay, how am I going to solve this problem? Like, how can we fix it? Like, if
Is it
I'm
problem
complaining,
solvers?
like, oh, I have, like, so much to do today, and I have to, like, clean the whole house, and I don't even know where to start, and y'all will be like, you know, I think starting in the kitchen is always best, because, like, you know, you can get the dishwasher going first, and then you do everything else, and I'm like, I'm just trying to say I feel overwhelmed by this task right now. I'm not trying to have you break it down on me. Like, and it's coming from the most loving place where I feel like as a woman, when you recognize that, you can kind of rephrase how you're going to do it
Okay.
and appreciate it.
Okay.
But, like, at the same time, when you're fucking pissed off and you're just trying to
Yeah.
vent about something, you're not thinking, like, okay, how is he going to respond to this? And, like, do
Yeah.
I need to phrase this in a way where it doesn't seem like solve my problems?
So break that down into like a one word or like a one sentence like a phrase. You know what I mean? So I can write it down. You feel me?
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
listen to solve the issue, women listen to understand or to relate.
Okay.
No, women
Understand
listen
and
to
then
relate.
wait, what was you
Listen to
saying?
solve the issue.
Understand and solve.
The
So,
issue.
no,
I like
men
that.
you should put relate instead of understand.
Hit that one
honestly.
time.
Okay.
Because
So
I feel
relate for
like-
who?
The women.
Okay.
So we're still doing a lot of this. I'm gonna need a little.
You said relate and what? And you said relate and what? Relate and what? Solve. Sorry, I just think it's funny. The Venn diagrams.
You gotta put it
That's
up, bro.
very
You gotta put
interesting
it
though,
up,
because I've
bro.
always been that way. Like, where I just be like, why are you even
how?
letting that affect you? Type shit. You
Just
know what I mean?
like-
I'll just always be like, the fuck is you doing? Tripping out for?
If you respond to a
Oh,
woman
sorry,
with,
something
okay,
to
so like,
Oh, look.
Yeah.
do you
One of these
want me
boxes
to just
behind.
listen or do you want me to solve the problem? Listen to every woman's panties get wet when you ask that question. Because, like, you're like,
Say that. Hey,
damn.
hey, all y'all niggas out there, y'all hear this? Take notes. Nigga. That
The
gonna be a
title,
clip
how
right
to
there.
get every woman's
Exactly.
panties wet.
Nah, hell nah. It ain't even gonna be that. It's just gonna be like when a girl vents to you, they want you to listen. That's solve your problem right there. They gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the other one, yeah. Like,
No, it's some real shit.
yeah, I see you love it. Just made some innovations real quick.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know about you too. Like, I just feel like in my last relationship, like I was with this man for 3 years, and I would have this hard time, like, being like, damn, you know, I had a healthy balance of like I had my girlfriends and my friends outside the relationship, and then I had like my relationship, and I would just like struggle feeling like I was so understood here, like hanging out with my girl, or like, you know, whoever, and just this group, and we just had so much fun. Then I'd come home to my man's, and it was like, da 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 da, the same conversation, and then he's just kind of like responding different that I'm not like responding to or like engaging with on a friendship level, and I'd be like, damn, why do I feel like I clicked with these people more than my own man's, you know, and that would kind of like, I would struggle with that kind of like, damn, you know what I mean? So I just feel like that has just highlighted the importance of like meeting a best friend in my man's from now on. Like, I need to feel like I can sit there and have those conversations, and we just click and we just
Right.
get each other, and like we're still able to, you know, be in love and whatever, this, that, and the third. But like, I need, like, again, going back to the love is not enough. Like, I also need that best friendship. I need to like feel like having that balance of friend and boyfriend.
Yeah.
Helped me realize that, because when you just focus on boyfriend or you just focus on girlfriend, then it's just like that's all there is, and you don't really kind of have these outside factors to like help you realize like, hey, you need a more balanced, like.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like I can relate to that because that was like my issue with my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty jealous of a man. I feel like that's kind of common, but the thing is like that was a big struggle in our relationship. Was like being able to like for her to have that freedom, and I didn't like fucking have like I wasn't crazy, you know what I mean? I wasn't crazy, but I definitely did feel like maybe like you can't be like, oh, I don't want to tell you, or because that was the issue. She was like, I don't want to tell you, or I don't even know. I'm fucked up. She was like, I don't want to tell you the issue, or I don't want to tell you what I'm doing because I don't think I don't have to. You know what I mean? And whatever that is, it is what it is. But
I think that's stupid though, because like, yeah, you don't have to, but like, hey, I have enough love and respect for you to do that.
right.
And so, like, that should be a key factor.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me as a person, I learned a lot from like, because I was like, damn, I feel like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been so jealous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
Jealousy
You know,
is the devil. Like
yeah,
definitely.
envy.
agree with that.
I feel like in that talking stage when sometimes I felt like they were trying to like track what I was doing and who I was with too much, and this is like talking stage exclusive, I'd literally be like none yet, and then like a minute or two later I would actually just respond with what's going on, but,
Right.
like, not necessarily giving them all the details. I'd give like a partner, because at the end of the day I'm like,
and that was another thing too. It was like
Yeah.
it was like a half communicated relationship. You know, or not half,
Yeah.
maybe like 3/4, but
right, lots of like lies by omission type thing.
type shit. And
Yeah.
not like to the point where it's gaslighting. It's just like I don't want to give you these details because I don't know.
You didn't even
worried,
know
like-
this or it's going to cause a problem. Like,
Yeah, and I feel like that's not maybe an issue. I mean, that's debatable if you like want, but like lying about necessary details about something, as long as it doesn't hurt the person, I feel like you don't have to like tell like the 100% truth. You know what I mean? Because like for example, it's like let's just say you're at home and you don't want to fucking go to the like friend's house, and they ask you to go to the like friend's house and they're like nah. Or I'm like no, but I lie about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
like,
just yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like
You're eating, I promise.
yeah. Well, that's no, I'm bombing, but that's what I feel like. That's how I don't know. That's my thoughts.
okay, so
I like it.
No, but could you do me a favor? Just move a little bit more in frame, just because I feel like the wall
Okay.
blocking you a little bit.
Yeah.
You should put the sign up. Look after the sign and all that, yo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
You gotta fuck it up.
there's not an optimal fucking method.
Yeah,
I'd
look,
say
just
just
hold it.
literally
Look,
just-
right here.
You can
I don't want to
literally
fucking
just place
hold.
it
That
up.
would be fucking annoying.
Just set that motherfucking flat right there.
in front, like,
Yeah, the set it flat.
Look, like that.
Yeah, maybe that's how I had it before, but the
I
we
have
just talking
an
about I was like
idea.
having
Just write it down when we need to write something down, and then just
Right.
press
I
it.
wonder something.
Yeah. Okay.
I
You do
just-
you do
I
what
just
you
wonder.
think.
I just wonder
is-
something. I just so a little bit.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Can I bring some up
There we go.
before I lose it? Before I forget it?
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Alright, you bet.
I think.
Oh, and before I leave, I feel like men think more logically, and women think more emotionally.
Well,
are
write
you
that
going to
down.
write it down? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just E and L.
We need to all
Oh.
go around and write something down.
Oh, you
Of course, yeah, go
label
for
the women emotional when you label men
Instead of physical, because I mean it's definitely debatable. You can say it, but no,
No, I'm just kidding that I like.
no. Okay, yeah, all right. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe we could change that to physical.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're
that's sexist.
Okay.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
The funniest thing.
We're definitely all
The
equal.
funniest thing about this is like there's barely anything on each time.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
That's why I was like, we're gonna all go around
So,
and write something.
bless you.
So,
God bless
Relate.
you.
When you were
Okay.
talking about
Is there any
like,
pizza?
And there's like 2 slices that
Awesome,
get you
now,
on.
huh?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so which side was soft? Was soft the females?
Oh my god.
Was
oh wait. Okay, so she was bringing up how like women tend to like just really want that balance of being able to have
Bless
that
you.
friend and that partner, and like it's kind of
Yeah.
like really important to meld those social groups in a way. Like, but what I've
So,
noticed
one
is
word.
I feel like no. Well, I want to know if this works. But like, I feel like men are really good at just keeping their group of boys for the most part.
That's
Like, I don't
that's
feel like
true.
it's very often that I see the one girlfriend that becomes just like one of the boys, the same way that like sometimes you'll see that one boyfriend that's like, Yeah, my husband comes on girls' night every week. Like, he's always the most fun. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's just annoying too. Whenever us girls have a girlfriend that gets a boyfriend, and then all of a sudden he needs to be a part of everything.
Well, sometimes the hard part too is then when they actually are cool, and then they get in a fight, and you're like, I can't even take his side when I actually like he's actually dope too. So it's like it's a con of bullshit. Either he's annoying as hell, or you love him and he's gonna disappear at some
You
point.
damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Literally.
Okay, yeah. All right. So L is logical. That's what I thought, and maybe it's debatable. I feel like it's definitely debatable, but
fucking dying.
Oh,
What was so? Okay,
So
when
I
it
would
came to
say,
the listening
like-
situation, was that?
Are you
To
peeing
solve-
on
Yeah,
my pizza?
yeah,
Do you not want to eat it up?
No, you're.
that was scary.
That's so. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh my god.
Logical. Okay.
Oh my god, it's turning.
Still not good. Like though.
Real.
So yeah, women and male type shit. But yeah, I have terrible handwriting.
Yeah. We're locked in. Oh shit. This motherfucker. Okay. I didn't mean to pull this.
For a
bitch out
second,
from
I thought you
the
put an
office.
S in emotional, and I was like, that's crazy.
That's an emotional.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. I guess I'm not blacked out. No, I'm just kidding. That would have been terrible. Been like males are logical, and then I can't even spell emotional.
So,
Thank you
do
so
you think we
much.
should put the boys keep their group and women like put men in the group, like bring
yeah.
their boyfriend into the friend group? You know what I mean?
I feel like it goes. I feel like it. Yeah.
Have you had a lot of times where like one of your boys gets a girlfriend and you get a girlfriend and she becomes one of the boys? Like,
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't think that that's okay.
But I feel like it does. I
that
will say I feel like it
crazy?
does maybe mess up a few relationships in the process.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
let me give you an example. So, like, my best friend since, like, middle school. And it's like every time she has a boyfriend, it's like they're codependent, they're inseparable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she's coming over to Orlando. Oh my god, I'm so excited! I can't wait to see her. She pops up with a boyfriend, like, and there was no mention of the boyfriend being, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, you should have just known that he's gotta be with me. Like, that's my man, you know, whatever.
Right.
Do you not think that that's fucking stupid?
Sure.
Like, to some degree, like.
Explain that
Why
a little
does
more.
your
Like, what
significant
you
other
just-
have to do
Just bringing
everything
them.
with
She's
you?
saying just
Oh.
bringing them, like, being like,
right.
you should
Like,
expect
I
it.
had
Oh,
no
okay.
idea he
Like-
was coming, but
Yeah.
it's like he just popped up, and it's like, no problem, nothing against him. It's just like, I didn't expect him to be here too. Like, it's cool that he is, but like, just the fact that this girl thought like it was so just ordinary that
Like
of
it's
course
just
we're gonna
implied,
do it. What?
like I'm a man now, so of course he's gonna come.
Of course, yeah, that you don't even have to say, "Hey, can my man's
You
come?"
good? Oh.
That's a crazy mentality
Right.
to me. You know what I
You should
mean?
ask first, type shit.
No, and you don't even have to ask, but just let
Or
me
like,
know.
he shouldn't even be that, you know what I mean, like insecure enough to be like, oh, I have to go. You know what I mean? Like, as a man, I'd be like, yo, I'm staying home. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna do my own shit. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? And they doing that thing. Like, yo, cause like one thing, I'm big on karma. So I'm like,
Yes.
if I'm doing
Dude,
good
yes.
for someone, and it's like I love myself enough to be like, you know what, nigga, you don't need to be insecure. You know what I mean? I don't need to have to feel that way, because I'm like, you know what, I am the shit too. So if she's gonna fuck up and do whatever she does, then she's losing.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna think that, you know what, all right, if she's gonna go out there, she's gonna go out and have fun with her friends. She fuck up, karma's gonna come back and bite her in the ass if I either find out or whatever. You know what I mean? Because yo, I'm telling you, like, there's times where it's like when you find shit, it leads the way. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the red carpet to help you find what you needed to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, like as many times as you try to look away from the red flags, just like end up being, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, that's how like, you know, that's how I start seeing shit when it comes to shit like that, you know? It's like, reach.
Me too.
Well, because I wanted to try it. I've never actually had the vibes.
You start looking back there.
12% does not fucking taste like it has 12% in there,
but okay, let me say something before I forget it.
Yeah.
A rich male is more likely to make a poor female rich with him than a rich female to make a poor nigga rich with
Wait,
him.
I'm
Okay, so define that in a word or a phrase. No,
Wait, no, you know what?
Word or a
One
phrase?
more time, cause
Have you
you
seen the
know,
movie Pretty Woman?
Wait, okay. So you're saying like if a man is rich, he will date a broke girl, but if a woman is rich,
she's more likely to date a
He is-
rich man.
yeah.
Oh, marry a rich
so
man.
a rich man is more likely to make a poor girl rich than a rich girl is to make a poor man.
can I
Okay.
comment on that and why that is the case?
Mm.
Because men are providers naturally.
Yeah.
Women are
100%.
not naturally providers. Like whenever I'm dating a man that I know, like maybe I don't necessarily have more money than him, but at the time I'm more financially stable than him, even if it's just by the week. Like it doesn't feel good. Like
Really?
it doesn't. But it doesn't.
I just think it's funny. I think it's funny because
Why?
it's a big.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Because
Let's
it's
talk about
I
it.
think it's funny
Why is it funny?
because women complain that they get paid less, right? So it's like, my nigga said, really?
No.
So wait, like, hold on, let's like, you know what I mean? It's cool, but like, if we could really provide, like, let's just say if like in some fucking theoretical hypothetical world. And this is how it used to be in America and other places. Men usually had the job and were providing for the family. Like, you know what I mean? For the family of 5, 8 kids. Like, people had farms and shit. You know what I mean? So, but, society has changed. So, I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
Okay, well,
What's interesting though? I'm so confused.
No, I'll bring up the argument though that like, yeah, okay, so like I was raised up like talking about people were talking to me as a little girl about being a wife and a mother, not about like really what are you gonna do when you grow up, how are you gonna make something of yourself, etc., etc.
Right.
So I feel like most women really do fall into that category of like the ambitiousness came second, and we were taught that our value as a human was about our beauty, what kind of man that we can bring in, how we're gonna raise children, how many children we can raise, the kind of home we can create. So like it's gonna come more naturally for a woman to seek out a man who's capable of providing and doing those things,
Okay.
rather than like a man was taught that his worth is doing this.
Yes.
So if he meets this woman who her value is on being beautiful, well, it doesn't matter how rich he is. If she fine as fuck, y'all don't
Right.
care for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most part, you know. But then, like myself, as a pretty ambitious woman, like I was taught that, and I still am fucking pissed that men a lot of times make more money than women because.
Right.
On the other
Yeah,
hand,
and that was a bad
well,
example.
Well, no,
I will admit.
no, what I'm gonna say is that it's way more culturally acceptable for a man to like run out on a pregnancy and things like that, and the woman ultimately becomes the one who's physically saddled with that.
Yeah.
You know, like
100%.
and even if the man ends up raising the child afterwards, like there's freaking like the postpartum depression and all these other things that can still come into play. Whereas back in the day when men made all the money, like if you ran out on your children and people found out, like that's a
Yeah.
social pariah status.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
like taboo.
Yeah.
Right?
So like it being more normalized now, like we need to be able to make as much as the man because if he goes somewhere, I need to be able to like
100%.
still provide for the baby. Then like I don't even want a kid, and I'm like, that's still got to be covered. If I
Yeah.
get married to a man now, like sure we can have a prenup, but that prenup is gonna say like if we have kids, shit's different. Because going into it, if I'm not risking anything coming out, then yeah, sure, what you had when we got married is yours.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's mine.
I definitely 100% agree with you with all that you said, but I will say like that kind of like brings a question in my mind. Do you? Because it is, I think, true necessarily that like women have more custody over the children, like in terms of court. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like kind of like I don't know how that relates it at all to the conversation, but I just think it's interesting that if you pound for pound, women are freaking like number one in terms of like custody over their children in terms like in the court.
Yeah.
And it definitely varies per like individual case, but like I definitely think it's interesting.
Well, I mean, like when you think about it, because it normally starts at newborn, and newborns are like need their mother to nurse and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it becomes more evened out when they're older, but by the time they're older, they're already more comfortable and more used to their mother. So
Yeah.
it's like, as much as I would love to just like honestly take the camp of like the father should get 50-50 custody from the get-go, like biologically it doesn't really make sense,
100%, yeah.
which is why the women need to be more protected on that side. But on the other side, it kind of sucks for the men that are like, dude, I'm making the same amount as you, why do I have to cover all the bills?
Right.
Because when you don't have children, and I say that being a hypocrite, because I still like want to provide for men and expect him to pay for most of the dates and everything,
Right.
even though we don't have children. You know?
Yeah.
And I agree with what you say, because, like, I don't know, though, I be seeing it as, like, almost conservative, you know what I mean? Like, I think of that same way, like, if I'm taking a shawty out on the date, like, obviously I want to pay for something, I don't want her fucking reaching out her fucking wallet and pulling out her shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the biggest thing, too, is what you said is ambition. So, like, yeah, she could be fine, she could look hella good, but if she don't really got ambition, I'm still not gonna want to pursue it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really want to build an empire. So like to even build an empire, so you really gotta have that good team. You really gotta have that good girl by your side, making sure you in line when you're not. Because
Exactly.
a lot of the times you're gonna be thinking you in line all the time, and sometimes you might be out of line, not seeing the right perspective.
And nobody can call you out like the person who like is your other half, and they live
Exactly.
with you. They see what you're doing. They see what you're thinking about and talking about, and where you're really falling
And
apart there.
I agree with that so heavy because I feel like when you have that one person, she can literally be the best ally or your worst enemy.
True.
You know what I mean? So that's why, like, because like that's the closest person to you. That's the person that literally knows everything that the other people don't. And like it's so crazy how like that one person can make every move different for you.
Yeah.
And it's so like, and the way I see it as like what we was just doing, we was just playing chess. The queen can make every move. She could go horizontally, straight, vertically, whatever.
Shut out the night.
You know what I mean? Yeah, besides the knife, but she could literally, you know what I'm saying, make every move. And it's like, you know, as long as you have that proper queen, you, like...
Yeah.
That's the only way you can take over the board, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like literally, and it's crazy, like, how can that, like, affect you in so many ways? And we see it nowadays so crazy. And, like, all these baby mothers, all these baby daddies and shit, all these... You know what I'm saying? Like, people are having kids and then they're dealing with people for the rest of their lives now. People are not understanding that they're having kids with people that they have to deal with the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, they may not like the person, but they have to, you know what I'm saying, like the kid. This is your child, you know?
Yeah.
But this child also comes with, you know, this other field that you're either not, you know, like some families are not cool, some families are cool, you know what I mean? Growing, like, you know, everyone has a different life, everyone has a different, you know, but it's just one of those things where it's like, that's how I see how crazy life is, and it makes you want to keep to yourself, you know what I'm saying? The only person you want to give a baby to is that queen that you feel like could, you know? And it's like, sometimes...
I'm sorry to interrupt,
No, go ahead,
but
go
I
ahead.
like that perspective because I was seeing it a whole different way too. Like I was seeing it like she could be your distraction or seeing if you locked in. Because like the way how I was seeing it with the chess, bro. As soon as you don't lock in, as soon as you make a quick move, just thinking some shit quick, fuck it, boom, they get it, boom, your whole shit starts falling down.
Exactly.
You feel me? So are they gonna be on your ass to make sure you fucking locking in, making the right moves, making the right?
And is that too? Sorry.
I love that comparison.
But
That's a good like metaphor.
Yeah, and it's also just like they could be just straight distracting you of like, why are you working all the time? Like, why aren't you spending more time with me? Blah 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 blah. Or even on the other side of being like, oh, you've been working late nights. Like, who is she? Who is she? You know. And I think that a lot of times people's jealousy in relationship sabotages both of their lives so much more than it ever serves you from realizing like, oh shit, he actually was cheating on me. realizing it like 2 weeks earlier than you would have actually realized it, because it's like people aren't able, like, what do you guys think about being friends with your ex still, like, in a relationship? Is it weird if she's still friends with her ex? Like, does that cause jealousy?
I don't think
'Cause
so.
a lot of people like trip about it. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But all that shit, it's like, no, I dated this person for a reason. They're actually a really good connection. They can make an
I think
influence
it's
for whatever reason, you know?
In some cases.
But so like,
Okay.
as in like your ex is not being your best friend or just a friend.
No.
And
just
then you're
like
dating
we're
someone?
still on good terms. Not
Or like you're like,
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking
We're-
when I bring in the jealousy, I'm talking like you still talk to them,
still talk to them,
but-
but like you're not hanging out one on one with them anymore.
Right, like that's what I was about to say. Like I feel like there's one thing to be like, you feel me, still on good terms, and then like other shit where like a male's gonna be seeing what other male's trying to do. Just like how y'all females
Yeah,
be
you
trying
know
to
what I
say
mean?
how y'all see what other females trying to do, it's the same way on ours.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
Because then
know
you
what I'm
also gotta put yourself in your shoes, you know? Well, like in our shoes, like, all right, okay, now you're dating with a dude, and it's like, all right, what if he has an ex that he's still cool with, you know what I mean? And they're moving the same way that you think, you know what I'm saying? The same way that you're like, oh, no, you're the friends, but you're also gonna have that one thing in the back of your head, like, why is, like, you know? Well, but it also comes to a thing like, as in, okay, there's an understanding. It's not like we're cool, but there's an understanding, like, okay, you know, we're not together. There's no hate. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but love. There's no hate. But it's not like we need to be speaking together about what.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
just
mean?
don't
Yeah.
feel that like maybe this is sorry, but like maybe.
Hey, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like if you're in a relationship, you should have whoever friends you want to be with, but at the end of the day, you should not be like one-on-one deep friendship with the opposite sex in respect to your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would not just like if I had a boyfriend that I was committed to, I would not just hang out with you one-on-one, doing all day, doing whatever.
Yeah.
Platonically, whatever. But it's just a respect thing. Like, why are we one-on-one right now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can be cool. We can be Facebook. We can be Instagram. We could be out here together doing this right now. That's fine. But like, why are we one-on-one just all day hanging out? Why?
Just like how you was
There's
talking
no-
about, there's the times to be kicking it with the certain
Right.
people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
See,
know?
I agree and
Yeah.
I disagree on that one, honestly, because part of the reason I brought that up is just like the whole like
You want to be
you're-
one-on-one with
well,
him, huh?
I'm looking for a better option.
knew it.
Emotionally cheating, you know. No, but like when we're talking about your significant other should be that person to help you level up, create an empire, whatever.
Mhm.
You know, you need to have the right circle around you, and like
Yeah.
some of the best people I know are straight men, and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to dare sabotage that relationship with them, even though it is platonic,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that this person might be my forever. When we already
Yeah.
discussed that, I don't necessarily want a forever partner. So like, how can I lose this person? And it's going to be 6-7 years before I talk to him again, and then it just got married to some girl who doesn't want me to be friends with him. Like, that to me is just.
So.
You know, you have those friendships that just change your life. They make you be a better person when you hang out with them, or
Yeah.
you just leave able to be a better partner in the relationship because they lighten your spirits so much. Now you have the emotional capacity to be there for them or whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like, that's where I'm kind of like coming from that your partner really can be the person who sabotages you, even just from that jealousy. Like, even if it's something completely like in the greater world. This is dumb
Yes.
shit that is comfortable and normalized,
Yes.
honestly. Because like, why are we so jealous? Like,
Listen, I
it
said
fits
this
you,
was probably
you know?
toxic.
no, I know, but it's so normalized.
I just don't think my man
Yeah.
should be spending the whole day with another female.
So what?
One-on-one.
And I agree with you too, because like I have dude,
Yeah.
no, and I have
Set your boundaries.
well,
You
but
know?
and it's also
Just
like
my
it's also like how can we be respectful about it? Because like
Yeah.
I might want to go get tacos with my friend one-on-one because like we're both available, and honestly I want to talk to them about something that like really they're gonna understand, they're gonna relate, they're the person I want to talk to about it. But also like maybe we don't need to do a one-on-one vacation with, like, if you have a partner and that partner's not invited, and, like,
Yes.
things where it really could
Okay.
be a setup for cheating.
Understood. I
To
can
me,
understand
it's
that.
definitely like a...
Like,
And it's going to be different for everybody, right? Because it's like, if you've been friends with this person for a long time, you can trust a little more, you know?
Or
Wait, hold on.
I gotta
Wait.
post memes.
Hey, you're
I'm
good.
in Pages. I'm gonna post some memes.
You good? Take it.
Yeah, if I'm.
We got one right here.
All right, bet. If I'm quiet for a little bit, don't worry.
It's
Handling some business. You know.
Yeah, and then if it's a little too loud, I do recommend you book it, type shit.
No, I keep it down.
Because I don't want to sacrifice the audio. You know what I'm saying?
We got.
But yeah, let's just I want to switch it up because I do the whole reason. Not the whole reason, but I feel like the whole reason I wanted to start this podcast was because I wanted to get the homie Dreamy on. But another thing I'm really interested in is the Lebanon thing. We were talking about it before I pressed record. I want you to go into a half hour. I don't give a fuck. Let's get into that the middle, because Middle East, it's a big topic, you know what I'm saying, and maybe it's controversial, but I don't give a fuck. I want to really get into that side of the world, because no one gets, like I said before, I cannot be oh, Lebanon, I know where the fuck Lebanon is on the world map.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I cannot do that. So let's I just want to get into that.
in any way, shape,
I don't care.
or
Yeah,
form.
whatever. Yeah,
So-
whatever you feel like it. Because you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
You've been there. You've been boots on the ground there. You know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So
So I'll bring up a few different perspectives and I'll just rant.
okay, yeah, just rant.
I guess the first one is just not super leaning off of what we were just talking about relationship wise. I was with a white man for 3 years, and I thought to my core I was just I'm born and raised in America. There's no need for me to be with someone Lebanese, just the way my parents have always inbred it in my head. No,
Yeah.
listen, you're gonna want somebody that has the same culture. I'm well, I'm Americanized enough to be with a white man. Absolutely was so wrong about that. There is something love, no respect, no disrespect, nothing. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm not racist, but no. I'm just kidding.
love you, yes I do. But however, there are so many things about white culture that I can never wrap my brain around.
Should we make
And-
casseroles?
and-
Right.
No, I don't even count you in this.
Yeah.
And there's just and it took me being with a white man to really open my eyes up to I'm not as Americanized as I
is
really
it
thought.
Confederate type of
Okay. Yeah,
She's
I
what? I'm oh, she's not out to this.
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel because what I feel because I don't know, what most people struggle to realize is that this part of the world has been under siege and in war for fucking millennia, forever, for decades. You know what I mean? So how I just want to know how, because you've been there. How was it? Because how long did you go there for? I guess is a question I should ask.
I go there every year for maybe a month or two.
Okay, cool. So I want to really know the quality of life, if there is one. Fuck, and that's tough to say because America is amazing. Thank God I won the lottery being born here, because being born there
For sure.
is you have to fucking survive.
Yeah.
That's that there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
get into everyday life in the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I can't obviously speak on everyday life because I am, again, privileged enough like you to be born and raised here and live
Yeah.
here. However, just from my cousin just moved here a year
Yeah,
ago.
and just from examples and stuff.
Yeah, and they're just biggest thing is dollar to lira ratio is we can go over there with dollars and live like fucking kings and queens because the inflation is just so
Ridiculous. Yeah.
People work the whole month and go wait in a long ass line, an hour and a half line to get their paycheck, and their paycheck's $92, translates to $92 for the month. What we think, I just blew $92 today and doing some stupid shit, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
And it's we think about that, what do you mean for the month? Like, that's crazy. But that's just life. And it's like, obviously I can't speak on that life because I have been fortunate enough to not live that life.
Yeah.
But that's just reality. And like now with everything going on in Israel and Syria and everything, like there's just like so much like tension and conflict and like everything's just rough. Everyone's trying to get the fuck out of there. And if you're not there, you're trying to get the fuck in there because, you know, it's your home, your spirit, your whatever. Like, I'm going in December.
At the end of the day, women and children are dying, and that's fucking unacceptable.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's definitely tough, and it's definitely, like, I have a lot of family there and everything that they're just, you know, I have, like, family that is also, like, fortunate enough to be on the better side of things. But yeah, it is rough. I mean, it's a third world country that's failing, like a lot of these third world countries. So unfortunately, like that is just the reality of it. But it's also just like we have enough. Like I think I'll always say this about third world countries versus America. It's like we are very like individualistic and very, like to ourselves, and like why do we have the most, but we have like the highest depression rates? Actually kind of says something because you could travel to any other country. It's just
dude,
the spirit
it's
of the
fucking
people.
bizarre.
Yeah, it's just like the spirit of the people are so heavy. It's like they could have nothing. When I went to Cuba, like I'm talking about my home at this point. When I went to Cuba, and it was like, oh my god, these people are like wiping their asses with toilet paper in the back of their house because they have their bathroom, like that's their bathroom. Or with newspaper, not toilet paper. They're like, you know, that's how broke they are. But they're still like kicking the soccer ball around and just laughing their ass off with a can of beer. Like at night, like they have each other and they're just so happy. And I'm just like, my
that's
fucking
awesome.
roommates who, you know, is complaining about her anxiety for her first world problems. It's like, I'm not like trying to, you know, put any shame on like mental health or nothing. And I'm not trying to invalidate anything. Nothing. I'm not. But however, we have first world ass problems and they're just so heavy for us. And maybe I was telling her earlier, I was like, that's where I kind of like I feel shitty like talking shit about people who stress about little things, because it's like I wasn't diagnosed with anxiety, I wasn't diagnosed with depression, whatever. I don't have these things. Like maybe they are real things that for people actually truly scientifically medically make it heavier for them. But to me, like, since I don't have those things, I guess I have like a biased perception of just like, why are you so stressed about that? Like, you know what I mean, like, but whatever. But like, again, I'm very well aware that maybe that's just something I can't understand.
There's plenty of people that are stressing about the stupid shit and making it a huge deal.
But I think that's in my core. But I just really try not to invalidate anybody or nothing. That's just
it's one of those things. Like if you really like be observant of your surroundings, like people literally just get mad on looking at a black screen. You know what I mean? Like you don't understand how much just looking at a black will change your whole day. You know what I mean? If I'm like, I'm not sure if you ever went through a breakup through texting while you at work, or you know what I mean? Or like been through you know what I mean? Or like been through mad other shit where it's like you're literally having an object change your feelings. At the moment you were just probably chilling, having a good time, and you read something or seen something, you're like, now your whole emotion just flipped up, and it's like...
And we've all experienced that.
You know what I mean? Off of
the ex posted something,
off of a blink of an eye.
Even the friend posted something.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it is. We're a human, we have emotions. Like, it's going to do that. But it's like, the concept behind it is like, wow.
The concept is like, you just looked at a screen. You know what I mean? Like,
and even just the super stupid shit. Like, you got sauce in your shirt. Like, dude, we literally have a washing machine where
Dreamy.
Not trying to call you out, my guy. I'm not.
I like that example. That's true. That's a first world problem.
First world problems.
And it's like, bro, we got this shit.
And common sense.
The amount of times my nails, bro. You say the lack of common sense is the first one?
Yes, yes.
That's okay. That was good. That was deep.
Why do you hate?
I just.
He has the one-liners.
You know,
He's like,
Wait a minute.
like, yo, for real, because it's like, that would change the course of so many things right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, there's there's people in positions that don't need to be in those positions.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing, and then that shit breaks down to everything in the system. From people fucking dealing with the sewers, people dealing with these bridges, how long this fucking construction is taking. There's some lazy ass niggas doing their job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Niggas ain't doing their shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like who is these? Like who are these niggas? You know what I mean? Like,
and the biggest thing, and we can get a conspiracy. I love conspiracy, but
What's happening?
like how the American government is like ran by like a dark society, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the deep state, quote unquote. And I feel like it's ridiculous because we all would like to preach America's the best, but we have proxy wars literally all over the world. It's fucking insane. The CIA is corrupt. This is corrupt. That's corrupt. Like everything's corrupt. So
it's one of those things where it's like it has its pros and cons. And that's how I visualize life. Okay, so one thing, right? So I went to college, right? You know how people have math 101 and shit, right? I was in math 120 since I got in there. I was the youngest nigga in this class full of old niggas. Like they had 40, 50s and shit. So right, and the class was statistics. So that's exactly how I see life as. You know what I mean? Because statistically,
numbers.
how the fuck will we all be here statistically? This is five different, you know what I mean, lives that we're dealing with for all of us to be here. You know what I mean? And I learned that, okay, so in life, right, there is 0 where it can never happen, like automatic, like never happen, and then 1, meaning that it could automatically happen 100%, and we all just live in between. You know what I mean? So now every time, like that's why all these movies are coming out with these universes and shit, because they're having what ifs. You know what I mean? Like, what if this person was? That's literally exactly how I see life, and this perspective is like, because everything is a fucking what if. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause what if? Like, nigga, I'm up, I got work tomorrow, and I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what if I would have never popped out tonight? You know what I'm saying? That ass. You know what I mean? What if I would have never popped out tonight? What if niggas would have never drank?
That's why you gotta read that book I've been trying to put you on, bro. The Rick Rubin book. Don't you gotta read it?
Yeah, I haven't tapped into that yet.
Have y'all read that?
Reading is great,
Rick Rubin book?
and not only just reading but listening. Like audiobooks are cool.
But
It's called a creative act. A way of being, and he basically just talks about a whole bunch of different shit that you can implement in your life.
Hey, shout out Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
That book's amazing.
But I just say all that as in like possibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's why I like poker because, or just gambling in general, because if you get down to the mathematics of it, there is a percentage of like, I'm gonna win this. You know what I mean? Like.
It's a scary percentage because, you know,
Scary.
Each percentage, like, you have to pay for that percentage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You like that's paying just to see the next door. Some people pay so much. You know what I'm saying? Some people pay so much just to see. Even in real life, some people pay so much just to see the next door. And then and then they see that room and it's like,
bro, but it's crazy.
this room, like, you know what I mean?
Like,
this room is not
you
it.
could even see it, like, even if they ain't dead ass paying physical dollars, bro, time. People are spending so much time.
Exactly.
Shit, bro, time is money.
Yes.
Time,
You know what I mean?
swear.
And it's like, yo, like, that's crazy. In so many ways, like, I even heard this one shit. Let me put y'all onto this one shit, right? Alright, so people say, right? You know how people say, yo, game is to be sold, not to be told, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the only people that value it is the people that buy it.
Yes.
Because, like, you could give game to people, but when it's free, it's like, alright, they're not gonna.
That's true.
It's just free game, you know what I mean? They're not gonna value it as compared to when you have seminars that people pay to go see to get game. Now they're gonna go to the and just hear this person speak. They're giving you game, and now they're gonna incorporate into what they, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
That's
It's
so
like-
true.
Yeah, that was some shit. Yeah, that's some shit that I learned. I wanted to pass on.
Yeah, I
That's
fuck with
fucking
that.
knowledge.
Let me say some shit about the book too, the Rick Rubin book.
Nigga, you haven't finished it.
No, I haven't even finished it, but it's just some like dead ass shit that I wanted to bring up, but I was letting you finish your thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that shit.
I'm gonna let you finish. But
Yeah.
Beyonce at the best.
So then I could go into my shit. You feel me? Like,
This guy's book.
so. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had an idea that you didn't act upon, and then a couple months later you see someone else do that idea that you had, and you're almost thinking like, damn, like, I could almost done that, or like, oh, they almost
Or they copied
stole
me.
my idea type shit, you know what I mean? But in reality, it's just that time, it's that time for that idea, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't, it's that time for that idea to become into our physical world. Like if you don't act upon it, it's gonna go to another maker
Yeah.
to become, because it's time. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like they're stealing your idea. It's
Drop
just
my vape.
that shit coming out, and that's one thing
Someone
that
had to come up with it eventually.
exactly
yeah.
like, and not even just eventually, but right now. It's like if you ain't acting upon it, all right, it's gonna go somewhere else to where they can do it right now. Like the
Yeah.
world needs that right now. You know what I'm saying? And he basically brings a whole different perspective into a way of thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. It won't resonate with everybody the same way I feel like it will resonate with me, which is okay. That's just everything in life.
Yeah. No. What's it called?
Creative act, a way of being.
Yeah.
Act.
Yeah.
That's
Like I heard
honestly
20
good.
minutes of that on Audible. The next morning, went to Target and bought that motherfucker. I swear
Yeah.
to God. I swear to God.
Yeah, 100%. I fucking, that book's amazing. And yeah, I don't know, but I will say, I guess to just go back to like people's
But the way you
problems or whatever. I don't even know. I'm just rambling at this point. But honestly, I feel like what?
I feel like we had a good.
I feel like it's a good amount of time to end it.
We dropped some jewels in the air, you know.
Yeah.
But
Fuck with y'all.
give
So-
a little bit again and shit.
Yeah, so I'll be dropping the whatever. I'm excited to watch this in the future because I feel like it's gonna be an exciting podcast. Because I thought it was gonna be a one-on-one with Big Dream, but then I got a nice, lovely crew of people. So shout out Jay.
Surprise,
Yeah, shout out Jay for that. So Ali came and blah 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 blah. So yeah.
I know, man. It's the real J Vision on Instagram. You can tap in J Vision on all platforms. We out here. We're making new moves, and y'all gonna tap in soon to what we finna do.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You know.
That's cool.
Shout out to our guests over here as well. You know what I'm saying? Big homie Emmy over here. You know what I'm saying? Joel on the scene. Saying Dreamy over here. Kid in the cut. So I hope y'all niggas have a good night.
Yeah. And if you made it this far, fucking, I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Jeez.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.